Have you ever walked into a room and completely forgotten why you went in there? Or found yourself mid-sentence, searching for a common word that just vanished from your mind? Maybe you've misplaced your keys for the third time this week, or stared blankly at a familiar face, struggling to recall their name. These little moments, seemingly insignificant on their own, can start to add up, leaving us with a quiet sense of unease. It's a common experience, almost universally shared, yet when it happens to us, it can feel surprisingly isolating. We brush it off, laugh nervously, but deep down, a little question begins to form. We wonder if these are just senior moments or something more, a subtle shift in our mental agility. That feeling of a name being on the tip of your tongue can be incredibly frustrating, can't it? You know it's there, just out of reach, and the harder you try to grasp it, the more elusive it becomes. It's not just about forgetting facts. It's about that momentary lapse in confidence, that small wave of embarrassment when you can't introduce someone properly or recall an important detail during a conversation. These aren't just minor inconveniences. They can chip away at our daily interactions, making us feel less sharp, less connected, and sometimes a little bit alone in our struggles. We might even start avoiding situations where we fear our memory might fail us, quietly withdrawing from social engagements or important discussions. And it's not always about big, dramatic memory loss. Often it starts subtly, with small, nagging doubts. Perhaps you're finding it harder to focus on a book, or you're rereading the same paragraph multiple times without truly absorbing it. Maybe you're forgetting appointments, missing deadlines, or struggling to follow a complex recipe you used to make with ease. These aren't just minor slip-ups. They're little signals that our brain, our incredible command center, might not be firing on all cylinders as consistently as it once did. It's a quiet worry that can grow, making us question our own mental resilience and capacity for learning new things. Have you ever found yourself saying, "I used to be so good at remembering things"? It's a common refrain, isn't it? As we navigate our busy lives, juggling responsibilities, information overload, and countless demands on our attention, it's easy to feel like our memory is constantly being tested, and sometimes it feels like it's failing. These moments of forgetfulness, once rare, might now seem to be popping up with increasing frequency. A forgotten grocery item here, a missed birthday there, a struggle to recall a recent conversation. They accumulate, creating a pattern that's hard to ignore. It's a pattern that can leave us feeling a little disheartened, wondering if this is just the way it is now. When these little memory glitches become more common, do you ever feel a pang of worry? That quiet question in the back of your mind, wondering if these lapses are just normal aging or if they're pointing to something more significant. It's a perfectly natural reaction to feel a sense of concern, especially when our memory feels like such a fundamental part of who we are, how we learn, and how we interact with the world. We rely on our memory for everything, from remembering our loved ones, faces, to performing our daily tasks, and when it falters, even slightly, it can shake our confidence and create a subtle sense of anxiety about the future. Perhaps you've started to notice this more acutely during conversations. You're trying to tell a story, and a crucial detail, a name, or a key event just evaporates from your mind, leaving you fumbling for words. Or maybe you're at work, and a task that once came effortlessly now requires extra concentration, with details slipping through your fingers. It's that internal monologue, the silent self-critique, that begins when you realize you've forgotten something important again. This isn't just about missing a single piece of information. It's about the cumulative effect of these small omissions, which can subtly undermine your sense of competence and mental sharpness throughout the day. It's not just about remembering where you put your car keys, although that's certainly a common frustration. We're talking about the broader landscape of memory challenges, struggling to learn new skills, difficulty recalling instructions, or even finding it hard to follow the plot of a favorite TV show. These are the moments that truly highlight how essential a sharp memory is to our daily quality of life and our ability to engage with the world around us. When these challenges arise, they can make us feel isolated, less engaged, and even a little bit helpless, as if a vital part of our mental toolkit is slowly but surely becoming less reliable. It's a feeling many silently grapple with. And with these growing concerns, a deeper fear can sometimes emerge, can't it? The fear of what these memory issues might mean for your future, for your independence, or for your ability to connect with family and friends. It's a natural human response to worry about something so fundamental to our identity and daily functioning. This isn't about catastrophizing. It's about acknowledging a very real anxiety that many people experience when they notice their memory isn't quite as reliable as it once was. This silent worry can be heavy, making us feel vulnerable and uncertain about what lies ahead, and often, we don't even voice these concerns out loud. If you've nodded along to any of these scenarios, or if you felt that quiet pang of worry about your own memory, I want you to know that you are absolutely not alone. These feelings are incredibly common, and they are completely understandable. It's a shared human experience to notice shifts in our cognitive abilities as we age, or as life gets more demanding. There's no need to feel embarrassed or to suffer in silence. Many people grapple with these very same anxieties and frustrations, and recognizing them is the crucial first step. It's a sign that you're paying attention to your well-being, and that's a very positive thing indeed. The good news is that recognizing these challenges is not a dead end. It's actually the beginning of a powerful journey towards a sharper, more confident you. It means you're ready to take charge, to understand what's happening, and to explore practical ways to support your brain health. You don't have to accept these memory lapses as an inevitable part of life without doing anything about them. We're going to talk about how we can gently but effectively address these concerns, giving you back a sense of control and empowering you to cultivate a mind that feels more vibrant and reliable. It starts with understanding, and then with action. If you've been nodding along, it's because these experiences touch upon something fundamental, the incredible, intricate workings of our brain. When we talk about memory, we're not just talking about a single filing cabinet. We're talking about a vast, dynamic network of connections, like an incredibly complex city, where information constantly travels along countless roads and pathways. When you feel that moment of forgetfulness, it's not necessarily that the information is gone forever, but sometimes those pathways might be a little congested, or a particular road might be temporarily closed off. It's like trying to find a specific book in a library where the cataloging system is having an off day, making retrieval just a bit harder than it should be. Our brains are designed for incredible agility, but in today's fast-paced world, they're under constant strain. Think about it. We're bombarded with information, constantly multitasking, and often running on too little sleep and too much stress. This isn't just about getting older. It's about the relentless demands we place on our cognitive resources. This constant pressure can lead to what many call brain fog, a feeling of mental sluggishness, where clarity and quick recall become elusive. It's a sign that our brain's processing power might be spread too thin, making it harder to encode new memories or retrieve old ones efficiently, impacting our daily function. This isn't to say that some age-related changes aren't normal. A slight slowing down can be part of the natural process. But what we're discussing here goes beyond the occasional senior moment. It's about a noticeable shift in your mental sharpness, a persistent feeling that your memory isn't quite as reliable as it once was, regardless of your age. Many factors contribute to this perceived decline, and understanding them is crucial. It's about recognizing that our brains, like any other part of our body, need care and attention to function at their best, and sometimes a little support can make a world of difference in how we feel day to day. Modern life, with its constant pings, notifications, and endless to-do lists, often forces our brains into a state of perpetual multitasking. We jump from one task to another, rarely giving our full, undivided attention to anything. This scattered focus is incredibly detrimental to memory formation. Our brains need time to consolidate information, to file it away properly. When we're constantly interrupting this process, it's like trying to build a house in a hurricane. The foundations are weak, and things easily get blown away. This isn't a moral failing. It's a design flaw in how we often approach our daily lives, and it has real consequences for our cognitive health. And let's be clear, these memory challenges aren't exclusive to older adults. We're seeing more and more people in their 30s, 40s, and 50s expressing concerns about their memory and focus. The pressures of work, family, and digital connectivity create a perfect storm for cognitive overload. Stress, poor sleep, and even nutritional deficiencies can significantly impact brain function, leading to that frustrating brain fog or difficulty concentrating, regardless of how many candles are on your birthday cake. It's a powerful reminder that brain health is a lifelong journey, influenced by our daily choices, not just by the passage of time. It's also important to understand that memory isn't a single entity. It's a complex collection of different abilities. We have short-term memory, which holds information temporarily, like a mental scratch pad. Then there's long-term memory, where important facts and experiences are stored. We also have working memory, which allows us to manipulate information, like remembering a phone number while dialing it. When we experience memory challenges, it can affect one or more of these systems. It's not just about forgetting a name. It could be difficulty following a complex set of instructions or struggling to learn a new skill, highlighting the multifaceted nature of the problem. The cumulative effect of these seemingly small memory glitches can be profound. What starts as an occasional inconvenience can evolve into a persistent pattern, subtly undermining your self-confidence and making everyday tasks feel more daunting. Imagine the quiet frustration of constantly searching for words, forgetting important details in conversations, or having to reread instructions multiple times. These aren't just minor irritations. They can chip away at your sense of competence, making you feel less sharp, less capable, and even a little isolated. This erosion of confidence can then lead to a reluctance to engage in new activities, creating a cycle that further limits mental stimulation. Now let's talk about how common these concerns truly are, because knowing you're not alone can be incredibly reassuring. Studies consistently show that memory complaints are among the most frequently reported health concerns, right up there with issues like sleep or energy levels. For instance, a significant percentage of adults, often over 50 but increasingly younger, report experiencing some form of memory lapse they consider problematic. It's not just a few isolated individuals. It's a widespread phenomenon affecting millions of people who quietly worry about their mental sharpness. This isn't a niche problem. It's a mainstream concern that touches countless lives. Consider the numbers. Research from organizations like the Alzheimer's Association indicates that a substantial portion of the population over 65 reports subjective cognitive decline, meaning they themselves notice and worry about changes in their memory and thinking. Even among those aged 45 to 64, a noticeable percentage expresses similar concerns. This isn't about diagnosing a disease. It's about acknowledging the widespread personal experience of noticing memory isn't quite as reliable as it once was. This data underscores that your feelings of frustration or worry are not unique. They are shared by a vast community of individuals navigating similar cognitive shifts in their lives. The impact isn't just personal, it has broader implications. When memory falters, it can affect productivity at work, leading to missed deadlines or errors. It can strain relationships when you repeatedly forget important details about a loved one's day or an upcoming event. The emotional toll is also significant. Surveys often reveal a high percentage of individuals reporting increased anxiety, stress, or even depression directly linked to their memory concerns. This isn't just about a lost set of keys. It's about the pervasive influence on daily life, emotional well-being, and the overall quality of our interactions and experiences. It's crucial to understand that while memory concerns are often associated with aging, they are by no means exclusive to the elderly. In fact, an increasing number of individuals in their 30s, 40s, and 50s are reporting issues with brain fog, focus, and recall. This shift highlights that lifestyle factors, such as chronic stress, inadequate sleep, and constant digital distraction, play a much larger role than previously thought. So if you're not yet in your golden years but are noticing these memory hiccups, know that you're not an anomaly. It's a sign that our modern environment is placing unique demands on our brains, regardless of age. So what happens if we simply ignore these signals? It's not about immediate catastrophe, but rather a gradual erosion of our quality of life and independence. Think of it as a subtle, slow leak in a tire. If left unaddressed, it will eventually leave you stranded. Over time, persistent memory issues can lead to increased stress, anxiety, and even depression, creating a vicious cycle where mental health challenges further impair cognitive function. It can affect your ability to learn new things, engage in hobbies, and maintain social connections. slowly diminishing the richness and vibrancy of your daily existence, making life feel less fulfilling. One significant risk is social isolation. When you're constantly worried about forgetting names, losing your train of thought, or struggling to recall details, it's natural to start avoiding social gatherings or engaging in deep conversations. This withdrawal can lead to loneliness and a feeling of disconnection, further impacting your mental well-being and sense of purpose. Humans are social creatures, and our brains thrive on interaction and engagement. When memory issues cause us to retreat, we lose out on vital mental stimulation and emotional support, creating a downward spiral that can be difficult to reverse without intervention. Another serious consideration is the impact on personal independence. As memory challenges become more pronounced, tasks that once felt simple, like managing finances, keeping track of appointments, or remembering to take medications, can become increasingly difficult and error-prone. This can lead to a loss of autonomy, requiring others to step in and manage aspects of your life that you once handled with ease. It's not just about convenience. It's about maintaining control over your own choices and daily routines, which is a fundamental aspect of dignity and self-respect that we all cherish as we navigate life. Safety can also become a concern. Forgetting to turn off the stove, leaving the front door unlocked, misplacing important documents, or even getting disoriented in a familiar neighborhood can pose genuine risks. While these situations might be rare, the underlying memory issues increase the potential for such incidents, creating a constant undercurrent of worry for both the individual and their loved ones. It's a subtle but significant risk that highlights the importance of addressing memory concerns proactively, not just for mental sharpness, but for peace of mind and overall safety in our daily lives. The emotional toll is profound. Living with persistent memory lapses can lead to increased stress, anxiety, and a pervasive sense of frustration. You might feel a constant low-level worry about what you'll forget next, or experience embarrassment in social situations. This chronic stress itself can further impair cognitive function, creating a self-perpetuating cycle. Your brain, already struggling, is then put under additional pressure, making it even harder to focus, learn, and recall. It's a powerful reminder that our emotional and cognitive health are deeply intertwined, and one often affects the other in significant ways. Memory challenges can also place a significant strain on relationships. Family members or partners might become frustrated by repeated questions or forgotten commitments, leading to misunderstandings or resentment. On your end, you might feel misunderstood, inadequate, or even defensive, creating emotional distance. Clear communication and shared memories are the bedrock of strong relationships, and when memory falters, these foundations can be shaken. It's not just about remembering facts, it's about maintaining the emotional fabric of your connections, which requires both empathy and proactive steps to support cognitive health. Furthermore, a decline in memory can limit your ability to learn new skills or adapt to new situations, which can impact career opportunities or personal growth. In a world that constantly evolves, the capacity to acquire new knowledge and adapt is more important than ever. If your memory is struggling, it can feel like a barrier to taking on new challenges, pursuing hobbies, or even keeping up with technology. This can lead to a feeling of being left behind, reducing your sense of purpose, and potentially limiting your enjoyment of life's rich tapestry of experiences and learning opportunities. Ultimately, ignoring these memory signals can lead to a deeper sense of helplessness or a loss of self-identity. Our memories are fundamental to who we are. They define our experiences, our relationships, and our understanding of the world. When they start to falter, it can feel like a part of yourself is slipping away, leading to profound emotional distress. This isn't just about a functional issue. It's about the very core of your being. Recognizing these potential risks isn't meant to scare you, but to underscore the importance of taking proactive steps to protect and nurture your brain health. So what exactly are some of the specific symptoms you might be experiencing beyond just forgetting where you put your keys? One common sign is difficulty following multi-step instructions, whether it's a new recipe, assembling furniture, or understanding directions. What used to be straightforward now feels overwhelming, requiring you to reread or ask for clarification multiple times. This isn't about being unintelligent. It's about your working memory struggling to hold and process several pieces of information simultaneously, making complex tasks feel significantly more challenging than they once did, leading to frustration. Another frequently reported symptom is the struggle to find the right words, even common ones, during conversations. You might find yourself pausing, searching, or using vague terms because the precise word just won't come to mind. This is often described as having a word on the tip of your tongue, but it happens with increasing frequency and persistence. It's not just an occasional stumble. It's a noticeable pattern that can disrupt the flow of your thoughts and communication, making you feel less articulate and confident in expressing yourself, which can be incredibly disheartening in daily interactions. Have you noticed yourself rereading the same paragraph in a book or article multiple times without truly absorbing the information? Or perhaps finding it hard to follow the plot of a favorite TV show or movie, getting confused by characters or events? This indicates a challenge with concentration and information retention. Your brain might be struggling to focus long enough to process the narrative, or to create a clear mental picture of what you're seeing or reading. This can turn enjoyable leisure activities into a source of frustration, making it harder to relax and fully engage with entertainment. Misplacing items is common, but it becomes a concern when it happens frequently and in unusual places. Putting keys in the refrigerator or your glasses in the pantry. This isn't just about being a little absent-minded. It suggests a lapse in attention during the initial action, meaning your brain didn't fully record where you put the item. It also indicates a potential struggle with spatial memory and organization, where the usual mental shortcuts for remembering locations aren't as reliable, leading to more time spent searching and increased daily frustration. Forgetting important dates, appointments, or recent conversations with increasing regularity is another key symptom. It's not just missing one birthday. It's a pattern of overlooking significant events or having loved ones remind you of things you should remember. You might find yourself double booking, missing doctor visits, or having a conversation with someone only to forget key details shortly after. This can lead to practical difficulties, missed opportunities, and can make others feel that you're not paying attention, even when you truly are trying your best to remember everything. Difficulty with planning or problem solving, such as organizing a trip, managing a budget, or even coordinating a simple family event, can also be a sign. Tasks that require sequential thinking, foresight, and the ability to hold multiple variables in mind might become overwhelming. You might find yourself procrastinating on these tasks or making errors that you wouldn't have made before. This isn't about laziness. It's about your executive functions, the brain's control center for planning and decision-making, not operating with the same efficiency and ease, leading to added stress. A noticeable change in your focus or attention span is also a common indicator. You might find it harder to concentrate on a single task for an extended period, getting easily distracted by internal thoughts or external stimuli. What once took focused effort now feels nearly impossible, leading to unfinished tasks or errors. This diminished capacity for sustained attention can impact everything from your work performance to your ability to enjoy a quiet activity, making you feel constantly scattered and unable to fully engage with the present moment, which is deeply frustrating. Feeling easily overwhelmed by choices or new information where you used to handle it with ease is another symptom to watch for. Making decisions, especially those with multiple options, can become a source of anxiety. You might find yourself feeling mentally fatigued more quickly, especially after engaging in activities that require significant mental effort. This isn't about being tired. It's about your brain's processing capacity feeling strained, making it harder to filter, evaluate, and integrate new data, leading to a sense of mental exhaustion and a desire to avoid complex situations. So, what's really behind these changes in our memory and cognitive function? It's rarely one single thing, but often a combination of factors, many of which are within our control. Two of the biggest culprits in modern life are chronic stress and inadequate sleep. When we're constantly stressed, our bodies release hormones like cortisol, which, over time, can damage brain cells and impair memory. And without sufficient, restorative sleep, our brains don't have the chance to consolidate memories and clear out metabolic waste, leading to that persistent feeling of brain fog and reduced mental sharpness. Beyond stress and sleep, other common causes include poor nutrition. Our brains need specific nutrients to function optimally, and a diet high in processed foods can starve them of what they need. A lack of physical activity also plays a role, as exercise boosts blood flow to the brain and promotes new cell growth. Certain medications can have cognitive side effects, and underlying health conditions like thyroid disorders, diabetes, high blood pressure, depression, or even vitamin deficiencies like B12 can significantly impact memory. Understanding these potential causes is the first step toward finding effective solutions. So, knowing all this, what can we actually do? The good news, my friends, is that you are not powerless in this journey. Far from it. While the causes of memory challenges can seem overwhelming, the path to supporting your brain health often begins with incredibly simple, actionable steps. We don't need to overhaul our entire lives overnight, or embark on complicated, time-consuming regimens. Instead, think of it as making small, consistent deposits into your brain's health bank account. These aren't just minor adjustments. They are powerful acts of self-care. They can gently but effectively start to make a real difference, bringing back that sense of mental clarity and confidence you might be missing. I want to introduce you to a truly accessible habit, something you can integrate into your day without disruption. It's a simple 1-minute daily exercise designed to gently awaken and strengthen your brain's recall abilities. Think of it as a quick mental stretch for your memory muscles. The beauty of this approach lies in its consistency, not its intensity. Just 60 seconds, reliably performed each day, can start to create new neural pathways and reinforce existing ones, making it easier for your brain to retrieve information when you need it most. This isn't about memorizing complex facts. It's about mindful engagement. Here's how it works. At the same time each day, choose a moment, perhaps while you're waiting for your coffee to brew or before you brush your teeth. Close your eyes for just 1 minute. Now, simply try to recall as many details as you can from the previous driest day. What did you have for breakfast? Who was the last person you spoke to? What was one interesting thing you saw or heard? Don't stress if you miss things. The goal isn't perfection, but the act of active retrieval. This brief, focused effort stimulates your hippocampus, the brain's memory center, and strengthens the connections needed for efficient recall. This isn't about adding another chore to your already busy schedule. It's about intentionally carving out a tiny space for your brain to practice what it does best. By regularly engaging in this 1-minute recall exercise, you're essentially training your brain to be more efficient at retrieving information. You'll likely notice a subtle but profound improvement in your ability to remember names, details from conversations, or where you put your keys. It's a gentle, consistent nudge that tells your brain, "This information is important, let's make sure we can find it again." It's about taking charge, 1 minute at a time. Beyond this powerful 1-minute practice, let's talk about the unsung hero of brain health, managing stress. Chronic stress, as we've discussed, is a real drain on your cognitive resources. Finding small, consistent ways to de-stress can have a huge impact. This could be as simple as taking a few deep breaths when you feel overwhelmed, stepping away from your desk for 5 minutes, or listening to a calming piece of music. These aren't just feel-good activities. They actively reduce cortisol levels, allowing your brain to function more clearly and efficiently, making it easier to focus and remember what matters. Another critical pillar for a sharp mind is quality sleep. It's during sleep that your brain literally cleans house, consolidating memories and clearing out metabolic byproducts that can contribute to brain fog. Aim for 7 to 9 hours of restorative sleep each night. Simple adjustments can make a big difference. Try to go to bed and wake up around the same time each day, even on weekends. Create a relaxing bedtime routine, maybe a warm bath, reading a book, or dimming the lights an hour before bed. Prioritizing sleep isn't a luxury. It's a fundamental investment in your memory and overall brain health. And let's not forget about what we put into our bodies. Our brains run on fuel, and just like a high-performance car, they need the right kind. Focus on a diet rich in whole, unprocessed foods. Plenty of fruits, vegetables, lean proteins, and healthy fats like those found in avocados, nuts, and olive oil. Hydration is also key. Simply drinking enough water throughout the day can significantly impact your mental clarity and focus. You don't need a complicated diet plan. Just making conscious choices to nourish your brain with good, wholesome food can provide the essential building blocks for optimal cognitive function. Physical activity, even in small doses, is another powerful ally for your memory. You don't need to become a marathon runner. A brisk 30-minute walk most days of the week is incredibly beneficial. Exercise increases blood flow to the brain, delivering vital oxygen and nutrients, and it also stimulates the release of brain-derived neurotrophic factor, BDNF, which promotes the growth of new brain cells and strengthens existing connections. It's a natural mood booster too, helping to combat stress and anxiety that can otherwise cloud your thinking. Just moving your body can lead to a clearer, sharper mind. You see, these aren't just isolated tips. They are interconnected pieces of a holistic approach to nurturing your most incredible asset, your brain. When we address stress, prioritize sleep, nourish our bodies, and move regularly, we create an environment where our brains can truly thrive. This isn't about chasing perfection. It's about making sustainable, mindful choices that add up over time. Every small step you take, every minute you dedicate to your brain's well-being, is a powerful act of self-empowerment, paving the way for a future where you feel more in control, more confident, and more connected. So, if you've been feeling that quiet worry, that frustration with your memory, please know this. You have the power to make a difference. Don't let those moments of forgetfulness define your potential or diminish your joy. Imagine feeling more confident in conversations, remembering important details with ease, and enjoying the richness of life without that nagging sense of mental fog. It starts right now, with a single 1-minute commitment to yourself. Take that first step. Embrace these simple changes and reclaim the vibrant, sharp mind you deserve. Your future self will thank you for it.